I first went to Capsule for the in-home services. It started when I was living with my mom while I was still pregnant. And the services continued, I believe, until my daughter was about 6 months or 7 months old. So through this person at Capsule, I learned about different resources that they offer. Eventually, we talked about the childcare portion because I was having a hard time with that. Friends, family were trying to help, but it wasn't anything consistent that, it was really getting in the way of me being able to make it to work. So I came and I applied for the program at CCRC for childcare, and I was put on the wait list. Not only did I go through my own experience as a mother with my own child, where it was really hard for me to have that stable childcare factor, I'm also the oldest of 6, and my mom being a single mother, she didn't have anyone really to lean on. So I was responsible for all of my siblings. Starting at the age of 6, I was home alone with my sister, and then it became my sister and my brother, and then another one, and then another one, right? I know that put a lot of stress on me as a child. I also understand that my mom at the time did not know anything about any resources. And then I grew up a little bit, had a daughter, was in that same position, same predicament of like, who's gonna help me with my baby? But I didn't have that older sibling, right, to lean on. It was like I saw it from both angles. My previous work environment was very toxic, but also I had started working at that place as a housekeeper. And I was 16 years old when I started working at that hotel. And one of my co-workers / friends at the hotel was also working at Head Start here in Capsule. And she said that she saw a admin position, like an assistant position, come up, and she told me I should apply, that I would be great for that job. When I came here, I felt like my first big girl job. About 3 years into me working as an admin assistant, a position for a family resource specialist became available. So I decided to take a chance at it. It was really scary. I don't have a college degree. However, in the 3 years that I was working up front, I was really interested in the work that, the specialists were doing with the families. And I felt like something that I could be helpful with as well. Thankfully, I got the position, and I was so happy. I felt like it was not real, but it felt really good to know that I would be on the other side now and helping, people that maybe were in my position, maybe not, because I understood. When these families are coming in and they have a little one that was 6 years old, 8 years old, these kids should be able to be kids. I was able to build a good relationship with a lot of our clients, and they felt comfortable asking things and being in this weird environment of asking for help and feeling uncomfortable to maybe understanding it's okay. There's nothing wrong with asking for help when you need it. When my daughter began services or was accepted into the program, she was 5 years old. She is now 8 years old, and it has been great for our family. It has given me a lot of peace of mind. She's been able to attend camps through the city of SLO, through the YMCA, that I would not have been able to afford on my own. During winter break, during summer, having the childcare be a secure thing has given me the opportunity to make it to doctor's appointments, to make it to work on time. Now I'm going to pursue getting my bachelor's. I will be starting school in January, and that's something that I had to put a pause on when I wanted to really go into that, because I found out that I was going to be a mom, and that was right out of high school at 17. So I decided at the time I'm going to focus on my daughter, make sure that we have the means to survive. And because of Capsule and because I'm in a better place now, I'm able to now prioritize my studies and take that route, even have that option.